Guys, please confirm to me. All of you get my voice on screen. Guys, please confirm to me. All of you get my voice on screen. Those are attending in online. Guys, please confirm to me. All of you get my voice on screen. Those are attending in online. Right. Right. Good morning, guys. And check it what we completed in the last session. All right, sir. So in the last class, just we understand what exactly the meaning of, that means Java history. Points here we understand that. In Java history, few points here I discussed already, but still a few more points are remaining. So we are going to understand that content here. See, first of all, let's have some points on Java history. So before that, I'm telling to you, it is not much important in the point of interviews. It is not much important in the point of like a project development. Just it is for the sake of your knowledge purpose, awareness purpose only. Here we are discussing this content. But being the Java developer, at least one time, we have to understand what is the background story of Java programming language. That's why here we are discussing about this particular content. Clear? Now, understand it. Some few points here are given in the last class. In 1991, Sun Microsystems had a requirement to prepare a new programming language in order to prepare softwares for the electronic consumer goods like cable TV switch boxes, remote controllers, and so on. So Sun Microsystems had a requirement. They want to prepare softwares for the electronic consumer goods like cable TV switch boxes and remote controllers. As part of that requirement, they had already so many existing programming languages, but they want to use a new programming language. So they want to create a new programming language. That's the requirement. So for this particular requirement, Sun Microsystems has started a project named Green. Under this Green project, they gathered nearly 30 members team led by James Gosling and Patrick Norton. They are the two team leads. Patrick Norton and James Gosling, they are the two members and they are leading this particular team. See, observe carefully. Here, James Gosling and Patrick Norton, they are the two key members in the Sun Microsystems. Even when compared with James Gosling, Patrick Norton is a key person. Patrick Norton is a more key person when compared with even James Gosling, but James Gosling name is famous in outside. Still, if any of you are saying that, who is the father of Java, then everybody they are saying that what there, James Gosling. Okay, understand it now. Of course, that name was there. Patrick Norton is also a key person there. Next one is Sun Microsystems wants to provide three features mainly in their new programming language. What are the three features that Sun Microsystems wants to see there? First one is a simple programming language. Next one is a tight-coded programming language. And the third one is what there? Architectural neutral programming language. Simple programming language. What is the meaning of this simple programming language? Observe carefully. If you want to say simple programming language, Java people are given three factors. What are the three factors? No, less execution time, less memory, and less power consumption. But here itself, I want to say one point, guys. Now try to understand it clearly. For example, simple example. If I ask to your parents, tell me something about your child. In general, what every parent are able to give information there. My child is an innocent. Am I right or not? Of course, you are too corrupted, but still your parents are giving information is what there. My child is innocent. My child is very innocent. You don't know how to survive in outside market. Okay, like this, every parent they are able to give information. Similarly, if we go to every company, those who are provided programming languages, C provider, C++ provider, Java provider, Python provider. If we go there, if we ask them, tell me something about your programming language, then every company they're able to say, my programming language is simple. My programming language is what they're very simple. But in outside, if we come outside, we are the developers basically. We are not going to be depending on any particular programming language. But when we see C programming language introduction, there we used to study C is a simple programming language. When we go to C++, there if you see that abstraction, there we can identify C++ is very simple programming language. Similarly, when we go to the Python, Python is that simple programming language. Java is also a simple programming language. Understand my point here? Every programming language vendor, they're able to provide their programming language is a simple programming language. Okay, when you come outside, if you want to provide any criteria to check whether a programming language is a simple programming language or not, or when we check any standardization is available or not to decide whether a programming language is a simple programming language or not, where no standards are available, no standardization is available. Understand it, my point clearly. No standards are available, no standardization is available to check whether a programming language is simple or not. Nothing is available here now. Got it or not? But depending on the programming language vendor provided information only, we are going to check that programming language is simple or not. No specific criteria for checking whether a programming language is simple or not. Okay, fine. But how can I say Java is a simple, sir? How can I say C programming language is simple? How can I say Python is simple? If you want to say Python is simple, open that Python abstraction. There we can check how it is simple. If you want to say Java is a simple, open Java abstraction where Java is a simple. Some title is available. There some microsystems might be given some reasons that we have to understand clearly. All right, if you observe this Java provided information, how Java is a simple, they included three parts. What are the three parts they included? You know, less execution time, less memory, less power consumption. What is the meaning of this less execution time? No, less execution time will provide more performance. Less execution time will provide what there? More performance. Why? Because in any device or in any product, if the execution time is reduced, automatically quick responses we are able to get. Whenever we are getting quick responses now, performance of the end product will be increased. So less execution time is more performance. Less execution time in the sense what there? More performance. Next one is after this, less memory. Less memory. You know already, in general, memory components are costful. Yes, sir. Memory components are what they're costful. If we increase the memory, automatically cost of the end product will be increased. So Sun Microsystems wants to prepare a new programming language. It must take less memory. If that memory is less, automatically cost of the end product will be reduced. When a cost is reduced, more members will take that product. Unnecessarily, if the cost of the product is high, nobody will take it. Definitely, every customer will think about the cost. So that's why Sun Microsystems wants to prepare a new programming language. It should take less memory. It shows clearly lesser end product cost. Next one is after that, less power. All right, sir. Less power. Less power is representing like what there? Lesser maintenance cost for the end product. Lesser maintenance cost. Okay, what is the meaning of it now? In every electronic device, their software and hardware, two components are available. Just like a human body. You are the human body, for example. I'm asking one question to you. When I complete this class, automatically we are walking outside of the class or not? How? How can you do that? That the point is what? When class is completed, your brain can recognize it. Your brain can sense it. Okay, class is completed. Then immediately your brain will give information to your peripherals, might be then components. What components there? Legs and hands. Okay, now class is completed. We have to go outside. Then immediately there is a movement on your legs and hands. It will move outside of the chair. Then it will go outside of the classroom. So here, your brain is nothing but software. Your brain is what there? Software. All of your hands and legs and mouth and all these physical parts are what there? Hardware components. When brain sends something, when brain is giving some information to you, automatically your hardware components are going to be have some action. Similarly, in any electronic device, two components are available, software and hardware. For example, remote controller is a case if you are taking now. On remote controller, if you click on one button, software can recognize the action. User wants to do this one, software can recognize it. Immediately, software will give information to hardware component to do the physical work, to do the required action through this remote controller. So it means that in this example, there should be an integration or an interaction between software and hardware inside a remote controller. There should be an interaction between software and hardware. Observe carefully. When software is interacting with the hardware more, automatically energy consumption will be more. If you want to perform some operations explicitly, energy is required or not? So energy source is required or not? When software is interacting with the hardware component more, automatically energy consumption will be more. When software is interacting with the hardware components less now, automatically energy consumption will be less. So a simple example I'm telling there. I have a remote controller, for example. In my remote controller, inside this remote controller, observe carefully, inside this remote controller, if I put a battery, for example, the cost of the battery is 50 rupees, for example. Lifetime of the battery is what there is 6 months of time, for example. For example, if the software is interacting with the hardware more, software component is interacting with the hardware component more, automatically battery consumption will be more. When battery consumption is more, instead of changing the battery for every 6 months of time, we have to change the battery for every 3 months of time. That means cost of the maintenance will be increased or not. For every 6 months of time, we have to consume like 50 rupees of money, but every 3 months of time, we have to put 50 rupees of money. That maintenance cost will be double or not. So that's the point here I'm telling there. If it is a less power, less maintenance cost of the end product. If it is a less power, less maintenance cost for the end product. So these are the various points here we have to understand clearly. Sir, all of you are getting it or not clearly what I'm telling you now? Right, sir. Then after this. So this is the meaning of like what they're simple. Finally, now understand these points. No, Sun Microsystems wants to see 3 features on their new programming language. What are the 3 features? No, simple, tight-coded, architectural, neutral. Simple, tight-coded, architectural, neutral. These are only 3 features that Sun Microsystems wants to see on their new programming language. Okay, fine. Where what is the meaning of simple? Now tell me. What is the meaning of simple? Less execution time, less memory, less power consumption. Okay, fine. Simple we understood. Then what is the meaning of tight coded here? No? If you come for the tight coded, no, answer is very clear. If any programming language takes less number of instructions to perform a particular task, then that programming language is called tight coded programming language. If any programming language takes more number of instructions to perform a particular task, if any programming language takes more number of instructions to perform a particular task, then that programming language is what they loose coded programming language. Understand it clearly. Now, example I'm telling there. In C programming language, to perform stack operations, push up, pop up, peek, nearly 60 lines of code here we are going to consume. But the same operation, if you want to perform in Java, max 4 lines of code here we are going to use. So by this we can understand C programming language is a loose coded programming language. Java is what their tight coded programming language. That's okay, fine. Then after this, architectural neutral programming language. Already given one example. For example, my classes, if we take my class is a content, no? If I give an information to outside in the demo classes, only computer science students can eligible to attend my classes now. Only less members will come. When less members are coming there, my demand will be very less. My requirement will be very less. Business will be very less. In general, I'm telling there now. For example, if my classes are suitable for all the graduates, any graduate, not only BTech, not only computer science, for any graduate, if my classes are suitable, if my classes are available for any graduate, there we can understand clearly like what there. So more members will come to my classes now. When more members are attending my classes there, more demand will be there for the required product. Are you getting it or not? So this is the reason why Sun Microsystems wants to prepare a new programming language. It should not be bound with any particular hardware architecture. It must be available to all the hardware architectures. Sun Microsystems wants to prepare a new programming language. It should be bound with all the hardware architectures. It should not be bound with only one particular hardware. See, the point I'm telling to you, whenever we are going to install the Java software, I will show that how to install Java software, how to prepare applications and everything I will show clearly. Don't worry for it. But at the time of installation of your software, it is giving clear-cut message to us. What's that message it is providing there? 3 billion devices runs Java at present. How many devices there now? 3 billion devices runs Java. 3 billion devices runs Java. That is what I'm telling the scope of the Java. So here how it is possible here? How it is possible in the sense Java is an architecture neutral. It can run its applications under all the hardware architectures. Because of that reason, architecture neutral. That point is coming into the picture clearly. Right, sir. I given the same point here. If any programming language allows its applications to run under all the hardware systems, all right, sure, then that programming language is called an architectural neutral programming language. Right, sir. Finally, all three features are provided clearly. Yes, sir. Simple programming language. Can you tell me now? What are the three features that Sun Microsystems wants to implement in their new programming language? Simple, tight coded, architecture neutral. Tell me what is the meaning of simple programming language? Less memory, less execution time, less memory, less power. What is the meaning of tight coded? Less number of instructions. Instruction should be very less, but implementation should be more implementation. Less number of instructions, more results. Okay, fine. What is the meaning of architectural neutral? Able to run applications under all the hardware systems. In every hardware architecture, the Java programs have to be executed. That's the meaning of like what there? Architectural neutral. Still, Sun Microsystems wants to implement these three features on their new programming language. Still, they did not started work. Just up to now, it's a paper plan. On paper, they are thinking they want to include these features, but still they have not started. Okay, after analyzing the total features, immediately in 1991, Sun Microsystems started preparing programming language. Sun Microsystems started preparing new programming language. and Sun Microsystems Sun Microsystems completed the new programming language in the year 1992 December month. Hardly they have taken 2 years of time. They have taken nearly 2 years of time to prepare this new programming language. Good. Okay, fine. In 1992, they prepared new programming language in December month. That's okay. All right. Then what next one can I have given there? The remaining part is they want to give a name for this new programming language. Then entire Sun Microsystem is searching for a name for this new programming language. Programming language they prepared, but they want to give a name. Already I said to you, who is the head for this green project? No, James Gosling. Then as a initially, as a first step, James Gosling has suggested to the Sun Microsystems a particular name. What's that name that James Gosling has suggested there? Oak is a name he suggested to the Sun Microsystems. But unfortunately, Sun Microsystems has rejected that opinion of James Gosling. Why Sun Microsystems has rejected that particular opinion there? What is the reason why Sun Microsystems has rejected that one? So Sun Microsystems found that Vogue is already an existed programming language name, so we should not give the same name again to our new programming language. Why it is not suggestible to give the same name to our new programming language? No. For example, if we give the same name to our new programming language, you may lose our identity for the new programming language. Why? Because everybody will think about it. This new programming language is an extension of the existed Vogue programming language. So we may lose a particular, that means we may lose identity of the new programming language clearly. So because of that reason, Sun Microsystems wants to search for some other name. And before that, how James Gosling has suggested this name? How James Gosling has given this name, particular name to the new programming language with the name like Vogue? Actually, the point is what there. When he is working with the Sun Microsystems, when he sat in his cabin, when he was there in a cabin, he always likes to see one type of tree through his cabin window. Understand, guys, what I'm telling there? In Sun Microsystems, James Gosling has a cabin, a separate room, cabin in the sense a separate room. He always likes to see one type of tree through his cabin window in outside. The name of the tree is what there? Oak. Get my point on the name of the tree is what there? Oak. That's why he has given that name to the Sun Microsystems there. But unfortunately, Sun Microsystems has not accepted that. Sun Microsystems has rejected that. Finally, Sun Microsystems said to him, so Oak is already an existed programming language name. We are not supposed to give the same name to our new programming language. Then again, people are searching for new name. Meanwhile, what happened there? While preparing new programming language, all green project people are used to take a brand labeled coffee. That is what their Java. While doing this new programming language, while creating new programming language, all green project people are used to take a brand labeled coffee. That is what their Java. By thinking of Java coffee, all green project engineers have suggested this Sun Microsystems. The name of this new programming language is what their Java. Right? I don't know what is the reason why immediately Sun Microsystems has accepted the new name for the programming language is like what their Java. Java is the name for the new programming language. But strictly speaking, what is there with the name Java? Java is one of the island in Indonesia. Is one of the place name in Indonesia. That place is famous for coffee and coffee trees agriculture, something else. So there coffee powder will be generated. Unfortunately, that coffee powder was used at a Sun Microsystems cafeteria. Unfortunately, all the green project people, they are used to take that brand labeled coffee Java. Unfortunately, they thought of it, this is the right name. Then they suggested to Sun Microsystems. Unfortunately, Sun Microsystems has accepted the name of this programming language is what there? Java. Yes, all of you are getting my point or not? So up to this part, we completed in the last class. That means yesterday I've taken some class there, some up to this I completed. No, the next point here we have to understand, all of you observe carefully. Fine, sir. Now we are at which year? Now tell me. We are at which year? We are at which year? Already programming language was prepared. Name is also be provided. In 1992, we are at 1992. No, okay, fine. Observe carefully. Right, sir. After preparing new programming language, Sun Microsystems has prepared a product, has prepared the first product on the basis of the Java, that is star 7. The very first product on the basis of the Java is what there? Star 7. What is this actually? What is this product actually? It is a remote controller. That is what there, a remote controller. Come again, what is the point I said to you? After preparing new programming language, Sun Microsystems has created the very first product on the base of the Java. What is the first product on the base of the Java? Star 7. It is what there? It is a remote controller. One more point I'm telling to you, observe carefully. It is a failure product. Yes, sir. Think of it. The very first product on Java is what there? Failure product. One simple comparison I'm telling to you. And Sun Microsystems, not only in Sun Microsystems, in a cricket history, to get a first century, Sachin Tendulkar has waited nearly 42 matches. To hit a first century, he has waited 42 matches. After that, he was a successful batsman, successful cricketer throughout the world. Think of it, the same thing Java. All of you understand it now. In some cases, in very first matches, if any batsman hit a century, but you may not compare that batsman with the Sachin Tendulkar. Answer my point, Keno. Of course, just casual information I'm telling there. It is not like any technical view. Similarly, at the time of preparing Java programming language, at the time of introducing Java programming language, nobody, even James Gosling also, not recognized it, not guessed it, that Java is going to rule the market. They prepared a programming language as per their requirement. They checked it. They prepared first product on the base of Java. Unfortunately, it's a failure product. So no customer is identified for star 7 product. Sun Microsystems waited up to 1.5 years of time. Sun Microsystems has waited up to 1.5 years of time to find a customer for the star 7. Almost all 1.5 years of time means that up to 1993, up to mid of 1990, up to mid of 1994. At 1992, first product was released. 1.5 years of time they waited. Up to mid of 1994, they waited to find a customer, but no customer is identified. Observe carefully. Customer for the star 7. No customer is identified. It's a failure product. Good. Now understand it now. In the mid of 1994, there is a boom for www as part of internet. Understand it clearly. Actually, in the world, that internet era was started in 1990s only, in 1994, 1995, like this. In outside of India, internet era was started 1994, 1995, like this. When it comes to India, in 2000, 2001 years only, that internet era was started in India. Guys, understand it clearly. Almost all, when I'm doing my intermediate, just I complete intermediate, I went for BTech in a college, no? By the time, newly internet centers are provided in outside, internet centers. How many internet centers, no? In a single street, almost 10 to 15 internet centers are available. In every, maybe within a kilometer, maybe 15 to 20 internet centers you can identify. By the time, charting is craziest thing. Charting. With chatting there, by the time, no, I remembered it. Yahoo chatting is there. Are you aware about it? Yahoo mail chatting, right? There might be. By the time, Yahoo is a very good company. Google just started their operations. Later on, Google taken place, entire place, no. But before that, Yahoo only. So by the time, internet centers, the era was started here. Still, I remembered it. For the sake, in the internet center, no, in front of the internet centers, no, people are waiting nearly 2 hours, 3 hours of time to get their slots. Yeah, still I remembered it, 20 rupees per hour. But I don't know what is the situation now in outside. 20 rupees per hour. Then people are waited in outside. Then every internet center people are increasing their cabins. They're putting some small cabins by the time. Especially in the engineering colleges areas now, the situation more demand. Why? Part of their academic work. When results are announced by universities now, all students are standing in front of internet centers only. But now the situation is different. Everybody is having internet, even their mobile phones. That entire world we are going to lead with mobile phones nowadays at present. But by the time just started, internet the demand was started there in India in the year 2001, 2002, 2003, like that. Understand it now? Okay. Anyway, in outside of India, internet era was started in the mid of 1994. There is a boom for www as part of internet. As part of what there? Internet. Good. Here, the key component in www is browser. So browsers are getting very good demand. Browser getting very good demand. Observe carefully. One example I'm telling them. In the mid of 1994, there is a browser. Only one browser is existed here. In the year 1994, in the mid of 1994, only one browser is available. There is a browser named. There is a browser Mosaic. Browser name is what there? Mosaic. It was prepared by Mark Anderson, not James Anderson. Remember it. Who is that James Anderson? England passport. Almost all is in a retirement stage, right? I think he crossed 50, right? 40, no? 40 crossed. No. More than 40, 46, 47, I think so. Near to 50. Okay, we'll check. Right, sir. His name is what there? Mosaic is a browser. It was prepared by Mark Anderson. Okay, who's this person actually? He is an undergraduate student in Illinois University. I think so. Okay, right, sir. Illinois University is an undergraduate student in Illinois University at Chicago. Okay, who prepared Mosaic browser as part of his internship. As part of his internship at Netscape Communications Company. Netscape Communications Company. Right, sir? It's okay, fine. Yeah, Netscape Communications. The company name is what there? Netscape. He went for a project work in that company, part of his undergraduation. So who prepared that browser? Part of his internship program. Understand it clearly? Just awareness purpose I'm telling there. He took nearly $6.25 per hour to prepare this particular browser. Just information I'm telling there. I read it, I'm giving that information to you. In the mid of the 1994, there was a browser, Mosaic. It was prepared by Mark Anderson. He is an undergraduate student in Illinois University who prepared Mosaic browser as part of his internship at Netscape Communications. He took nearly $6.25 per hour for preparing this browser. It's a stipend for him. Okay, understand it now. So this is a situation outside, no? But inside the Sun Microsystem, what people are thinking, no? People are thinking too much about the Star 7 product. It was a totally failure product. Then Sun Microsystems wants to do something more than this. Sun Microsystems wants to do something more than this. Then what they want to do here? They understood, Sun Microsystem understood the demand of for the browsers. Understand my point here? 1 minute. Observe carefully. In the mid of 1994, Sun Microsystems understood the demand, understood the browser's demand, and Sun Microsystems decided to prepare, Sun Microsystems has decided to prepare a new browser. Sun Microsystems decided to prepare a new browser. Okay, that responsibility, it was taken, its responsibility was taken by, observe carefully, its responsibility, browser preparation responsibility was taken by Jonathan Payne and Patrick Nathan. Again, this name is coming into the picture again. Patrick Nathan. Initially, is also be Patrick Nathan is there. Now is also be Patrick Nathan. But another person, Jonathan Payne and Patrick Nathan, these two members have taken the responsibility of preparing a new browser. Yes, sir. All of you are getting it or not? Okay, fine. Sun Microsystems has prepared a new browser at the end of, has prepared a new browser in the form of Hot Java browser at the end of 1995. Hot Java browser. The name of this browser is what there? Hot Java browser. The misunderstanding for the people in outside is what there? By seeing the name like Hot Java browser, people are thinking that Java was provided in the end of the 1995. People are misunderstanding that. By understanding the Hot Java browser, people are thinking about it. Java programming language was provided at the end of the 1995, in the year of 1995. People are thinking like that, but no, it is not the actual point. The point is like what there, Hot Java browser was provided by Sun Microsystems at the end of the 1995. It is not Java programming language, it is a browser product. It is not a programming language, it is what there, it is a browser product. Is it? All of you getting my point or not? Okay, fine. In the mid of 1994, Sun Microsystems understood the requirement of the browsers. Sun Microsystems understood the browser's demand, and Sun Microsystems decided to prepare a new browser. Its responsibility was taken by Jonathan Payne and Patrick Nathan. Sun Microsystems has prepared a new browser in the form of Hot Java browser at the end of 1995. All right, observe carefully. Sun Microsystems has prepared a new browser on the basis of Java, only. They have used it internally. What programming language? No, on the basis of Java in the form of Hot Java browser at the end of 1995. Okay, got it or not? All right, sir. Now, Hot Java browser is a successful product. Hot Java browser is a successful product. With this Java programming language getting very good demand in outside. All right, sir. With the successful, that because of the Hot Java browser, the programming language Java is getting very good demand. See, when Hot Java browser is successful in outside there, number of customers are identified for this Hot Java browser, and everybody they are thinking what technology they have used to prepare this Hot Java browser. Everybody identifies that the internal technology for this particular one is what their Java programming language they have used to prepare this new programming language. So with this Java programming language is getting very good demand. All right, so then by the time only people are talking about Java programming language. Then immediately, right, in the year 1996, January 23rd, Sun Microsystems has released the very first version of the Java. With the name JDK 1.0 version. Sun Microsystems released the very first version of the Java in the year 1996, January 23rd, with the name JDK 1.0 version. That is the startup point for Java in outside market in software industry. Is it got it or not? So from this point onwards, on every 1 or 2 years of gap, on every 1 or 2 years of gap, Sun Microsystems has released a number of Java versions with very good enhancements. On every 1 or 2 years of gap, Sun Microsystems has released a number of Java versions with very good enhancements. So I want to give some major versions inside the Java. Understand it, no? Just normal details only I'm telling to you. 1.0 language was introduced. Yes, sir, got it or not? Right, so now JDK 1.0 language was introduced. Okay, this is major version. Next one is a JDK 1.1 is okay, normal version only, less number of enhancements only, less number of updations only. Again, JDK 1.2 version is a major release. I'm telling to you, at present we have Java now. 70% of the present Java was released along with 1.2 version only. 70% of the present Java was introduced along with the JDK 1.2 version only. Here itself, from this point onwards, names are started like what there, J2SE 1.2 and J2SE, sorry, J2EE, comma. Now the names are started like this, no, J2SE, J2EE and J2ME. From this 1.2 version only, these modules are provided. Before that, JDK 1.0 and JDK 1.1 version only. Alright, so then after this, now JDK 1.3 version and JDK 1.4 version, they are namesake versions only. Again, more and more number of enhancements are available with what their JDK 1.5 version. JDK 1.5 version has more and more number of enhancements are available. The perfect feature in the JDK 1.5 is annotations. Annotations is a very good feature in the entire Java J2EE. So that feature was introduced in 1.5 version only. Again, after this, after completion of this, JDK 1.6 version namesake only, JDK 1.7 namesake only, but again, JDK 1.8 version has number of enhancements, long-term support, and moreover, it has given huge number of enhancements. In 1.8 version, that very good features are what there, lambda expressions and functional programming in Java. Functional programming in Java, functional interfaces and lambda expressions and stream API. These are the main concepts inside like what there, JDK 1.8 version. Next, immediately JDK 1.9 version is a namesake only, and JDK 1.10 version is existed here. JDK 1.10 version is okay. Now again, JDK 1.11 version is having some features, some long-term support here we are able to get. Now, from this particular 1.11 version onwards, Java is licensed version for the corporate users. Yes, sir. Now come again. What is the point I am telling there? Java is a licensed version for the corporate users, not for normal students, not for teachers, not for the individual application development. If you are working within a company, then you should take the license from Oracle Corporation to use Java. Yes, sir. All of you are getting it or not? Then one more point I am telling to you. The moment when 1.6 version is available there, the moment when 1.7 is available, Java was handed over to Oracle Corporation. Up to 1.6 version, Java was managed by Sun Microsystems only. Right from 1.7 version onwards, the total Java handed over to Oracle Corporation. From this point onwards, JDK 1.7 version onwards, JDK 1.7 version onwards, then what happened there? Java maintenance is available with what there? Oracle Corporation. At present, Java is with what there? Oracle Corporation. And one more point here we have to understand clearly. Right from JDK 1.10 version onwards, all right, sir. Java must be released for every 6 months of time. New versions are released for every 6 months of time. The decision was taken right from what there 1.10 version onwards. After 1.10, that means within 6 months after releasing 1.10, 11 version was released. After 11th version, within 6 months of time, 12th version is coming there. Yes, sir, got it or not? Now, at present, which version is available here in the same process? No. At present, Java 20th version is available as of now. Right, sir. After this 11th version here, what next one here we are using the JDK 1.12 namesake only, JDK 1.13 again namesake only, JDK 1.14 namesake only, again JDK 1.15 namesake only, again JDK 1.16 namesake only. Now again JDK 1.17 is again is a long-term support. Huge updations are available. Long-term support. Long-term support. Definitely the Java 17 version is playing the market. At present, immediately if you check now, any company, if they want to use latest version of the Java, that companies are going to use what their Java 17 only in the utilization part. Now, later I will come for it, how they are going to be utilized here. After completion of this, the next one is JDK 1.18 version is the namesake only, and JDK 1.19 is also the namesake only, and JDK 1.20 is also the namesake. Maybe in the next upcoming 21, maybe 21st release, maybe is again long-term support. That's it. Just give a minute of time. Hello, 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 hello. All right, sir. So anyway, the point is like what there, then long-term support is available up to like what there, JDK 1.17 version is giving somewhat long-term support. Now at present, which version is available here now? JDK 1.20 version is available. So these are the various milestones in the Java versions releases. Yes, sir. All of you are getting it or not? So now initially JDK 1.0, then here language was introduced. Language itself introduced. 1.2, that major versions are major changes are like what there, J2EE and J2SE, J2EE, this kind of things are provided. In 1.5 version, major like what there, enhancements, more enhancements like annotations and so on. Right, sir? 1.7 onwards, Java is available with what there? Oracle Corporation. In 1.8 version, here functional programming features were introduced. Right, sir? Similarly, 1.9 is okay, 1.10 Java must be released for every 6 months of time. The decision was taken right from 1.10 version onwards. 11 Java is licensed version for the corporate users from the 11th version. Then after this, these many versions are namesake versions only. Just one or two number of updations are available. Again, in JDK 1.7, long-term support is available. More number of enhancements are available. Right, sir. Now, as of now, at present, JDK 1.20 is available. So, my intention is what there I'm going to discuss in our classes up to JDK 1.20th version. Up to JDK 1.20th version. Okay, fine. Okay, sir. These are the various milestones inside the Java that I understood there. Now, tell me, in outside market, what version that companies are using in outside? Companies are using in the software industry, software companies are using which version at present now? If it is a question there, all of you observe carefully. Still, majority of the companies are depending on what their JDK 1.8 version. Still, majority of the companies. Now, just maybe 6 months back or 1 year back onwards, companies are changing. They're trying to change their Java versions. Answer my point clearly. Then what they are doing there now, the companies, those who are using this 1.8 version, what they are doing there, in general, we thought of it, after 1.8 version, people are trying to use what there, JDK 1.11. But what people are using there, people are not doing that. People are directly migrating from 1.8 version to 1.17. I read my point here. Directly they are jumping from 1.8 version to 1.17 version. Understand the point here, what I am telling you now. So because of that reason, maybe a bit delay or a bit earlier mode, whatever it may be. Once you started learning Java, you must learn up to Java what there 1.20th version. As of now, the latest version is 20th version. In the case by completing your classes, if Java 21 version is coming, by default we can understand it. I'm going to include the Java 1.21 version also in our content. But of course, it may take a bit of time here, but still we have to bear for it. Yes, sir. All of you are getting it or not? What I'm telling you now. So this is the overall scenario about like what there, the total Java versions and what we are getting clearly. Right, sir. This is clearly Java history. The total information related to what again? Java history that we understood clearly. Yes, sir. Got it or not? Right, sir. That's okay. Fine. After completion of this total Java history, the second topic, the next one is like what there? Differences between Java and other programming languages. What are these others actually? C and C++. Differences between Java and others. Others are like what there? C and C++. Right, sir. Now understand this clearly. And one more point. Why I'm taking this particular topic now? Differences between Java and others in the introduction content. See, because of two reasons. Reason number one. For example, as you are the fresher, immediately you are getting a chance to attend for interviews. We have some reference there. You need to attend for a company, right? There we have to prepare a resume. In general, how people are preparing the resumes now in the academic style, whether you are aware about the technologies or not, that doesn't matter. In the skill set column, you are going to keep all technologies names, all programming languages names. In general, the first three languages, what people are saying now, C, C++, Java, and so on and so on and so on. Like this, people are saying that. But when you are saying C, C++, Java, immediately interviewer will catch it. Interviewer may ask a question to you. Tell me the differences between C, C++, Java. In other words, what interviewer may ask a question to you to prepare applications. Already I have C programming language. Then what is the requirement to go for Java? Tell me the reasons why Java is getting very good demand in outside. Then interviewer may ask this type of question there by seeing your resume immediately. At least when this question is coming from interviewer mouth, at least we have to open our mouth and we have to say some information about these differences. So because of that reason, I'm going to talk about this particular point. And the second reason why, what is the second reason why I'm taking this particular topic now? There's a clear-cut information. Try to understand it clearly. My second reason is like what there. In general, in outside, people are thinking about it. If you want to learn Java programming language, first we have to learn C++. If you want to learn C++, first we have to learn C. Then only we can understand all these C++ and Java. People are giving this kind of chain process. People are giving this kind of suggestions to you. But strictly, I'm telling to all of you guys, try to understand it. No, from here itself, I'm confirming that to learn Java programming language. What is that? To learn Java programming language, we don't require any other prerequisite. No need to go for any prerequisite. People are thinking C programming language is a prerequisite. Still, I'm telling there, C programming language is not at all prerequisite for Java. That unfortunately people are creating this kind of prerequisite kind of content. Understand it clearly. See, the point is core Java is a fundamental course. Am I right or not? J2SE is a basics or not? J2SE is providing only fundamentals or not? Understand my point clearly. J2SE is providing what their fundamentals. But for these fundamentals, what is the need of other fundamentals? No. Already J2SE is what their fundamental goes. Then for this, what is the requirement of other fundamentals? No? Understand my point here? So in which way we want to learn C programming language as a basic one. In the same way, try to start core Java programming language as a basic language. No need to have any other content. Just your peace of mind is sufficient. Come to the classes regularly. Every day if you come to the class, no, automatically we are going to understand our content. I'm able to inject the max level of the content. I'm telling you one more point here. Here I'm not only the faculty for core Java. Here totally up to Java, complete Java, full stack Java. I'm going to take the responsibility. Core Java, Advanced Java, Hibernate, Spring Boot, microservices and web services. I will take the responsibility. The total Java, complete Java, we are going to understand with me. But of course, remaining courses, RIKL or UI technologies, DevOps, maybe some other trainers will take the responsibility. But Java related part, everything I'm going to take the responsibility. Understand my point, Ken? So here itself, I'm telling to you, no need to learn any other prerequisite code to learn Java programming language. Java is a basic fundamental programming language. To say this particular point, to show this particular point, I need to go for what are the differences between Java and other programming languages. Again, I'm telling that Java is a far away from C and C++. It is not even close to the C and C++. It is a far away from C and C++. To provide this information, I have to talk about what the differences between Java and other programming languages. Right, sir. As part of that, the very first one, the very first point, what I'm telling there, the very first point is like what there. 1 minute, sir. Okay. Very first point is what? C and C++ are static programming languages, but Java is a dynamic programming language. Very first point. Now try to understand it clearly. C and C++ are static programming languages, but Java is what there? A dynamic programming language. Clear? I will give some points to you. Now try to understand it. No. If we want to understand this point, we need to have some basics. No. Try to understand these basic points. Right, sir. I want to prepare a diagram. For example, everybody observe carefully. I want to take a C program here. I want to take what program here? No, a C program. It's a file extension should be .c. Inside this C program, I have written my code. Developer has written some code. Developer has written some code in the sense. What is the meaning of it now? Tell me. Developer has written that code in the sense developer is able to provide code in his understandable language or not. I'm able to write some data in the sense that is in English language or not. English is in our understandable language or not. Similarly, developer can write a program in the sense developer is able to write the program in his understandable language. The developer understandable language is what their high level language. Developer can understand the programming language in the sense like what their high level language. Sir, what is this high level language? Can you tell me something? No, nothing, sir. Int a is equal to 10 we've written or not? This is high level representation. The developer can understand it. Int, what is the meaning of it? No, integer. A is what there? A variable. Is equal to is what there? An operator. 10 is what there? Data. Semicolon is what there? Terminator. The developer can understand these lines or not. That's why it is in a high level language. This is what their high level language. Good. Okay, fine. Developer has written program in high level language that we can understand. Now the next point is what there. Okay, I have written program. Now this program must be executed or not. We have to execute this program or not. But who will execute our program there? Understand clearly. Who will execute our program? To execute our program, we have to go for a process. We have to execute our program. For that, we have to go for what there? A process. That process is called as what there? Execution process. But who will execute this C program there? To execute C program, we have a separate mission that is called C engine. Who is executing our C program there now? C engine is able to execute our program. Yes, sir, all of you get my point or not? C engine is able to execute our program. Or get my point or not? Okay, fine. So C engine is able to execute our program. Okay, but understand this point clearly. C engine is able to understand only low level representations. C engine is able to understand only what representation here? No, low level language only. It's able to understand like what their low level language. What is this low level language actually? That low level language should be like what there? In the form of zeros and ones. Guys, understand my point clearly, what I'm telling to you know. Okay, first of all, what I have to do there? When we have written that C program, you have to submit that C program to what there? C engine. Now that program must be executed by C engine, and a C engine has to generate some output. C engine has to generate what there? Some output. Now here we are able to get like what there? Some output here we are able to get. This is actual scenario what I'm trying to say now. Got or not? Okay, fine. But there is a problem in this overall process. What's the problem in this overall process? No. Now tell me, we have written our program in what language? No, high level. But C engine required the program in which language? No, low level. So here some mismatch is available or not? We provided our program in a high level to the C engine, but C engine required the program in what level? Low level. So some incompatibility is coming or not? Some mismatch is available or not? Because of this mismatch, directly our program is unable to execute. Because of this mismatch, directly our application is unable to execute. So if you want to execute that program, here what we have to do there, we need to go for some translation mechanism. We have to go for what mechanism there? No, translations. What is the meaning of this translation here? Here I'm going to take a translation mechanism. This translation is able to send a .c file to this translation. Translator is available. This translator is able to convert the program from high level representation to low level representation directly. That low level representation here we are able to get in the form of a separate file. That low level represented data is available in the form of a separate file. That file is nothing but like what there? .exe file. Inside this .exe file, what data is available here? No, low level code is existed here directly. Low level code is existed. .exe file. So here, what's the point here I'm telling here? .exe file contains low level code. Low level language. .exe file contains what language there? Low level language. Okay. Whenever we are getting this low level language now, that low level language code must be provided to C engine. Now C engine can execute our program. If we provide this low level code to the C engine, C engine can execute this code. C engine is able to provide some output clearly. Understand clearly, all of you, what I am telling you know? First of all, we have written C program. The C program has provided to the translator. The translator can convert the program from high level representation to low level representation. All right, sir. The translator which we have used to convert the program from high level representation to low level representation, that overall process is called as compilation. That overall process is called as what there? Compilation. Tell me guys, I'm asking one question to you. Directly we can answer to me. What exactly the meaning of compilation? What's the meaning of compilation? Simple, just understand the point here. The process of converting the program from high level code to low level code. The process of converting the program from source code to executable code. That means high level representation to low level representation. Then that process is called as what there? Compilation. There are two responsibilities for compilation. What are the two responsibilities of the compilation? First one is to translate code from high level representation to low level representation. Point number one. Second point. Now tell me, who is writing this C program now? Who has written this C program? Developer or not? Developer is able to write the program. Developer is a human being or not? What is the fundamental right for a human being? What is the fundamental right for a human being? Committing mistakes. Doing mistakes is a fundamental right for a human being. Am I right or not? So altogether, what I am telling there, while preparing program, developers may go for a number of mistakes. Developers may get a number of mistakes in his program. Am I right or not? Having mistakes is not at all an issue. But without correcting that mistakes, without checking that mistakes, if you're trying to execute the program, then that is a mistake. Get my point or not? Getting number of mistakes in our program is not at all a crime. But what is a crime now? Without correcting the mistake, without checking whether that mistakes are available or not, directly executing the program is a crime. You should not do that. So here what we have to do? After writing the program, we have to check whether errors are available or not in our program, that we have to check or not. So that process is called as error checking. That process is called as what there? Error checking. Error checking is also be the responsibility of the compilation. Error checking is also be the responsibility of like what there? Compilation. Error checking is also the responsibility of what there? Compilation. So compilation is having two responsibilities. One is to translate the program from high level language to low level language, and second one is what there? Error checking is another responsibility of compilation. Okay, fine. So this is the meaning of compilation. One more point I'm telling to you. Now try to recognize this point clearly. For example, okay, this is the compilation part here I'm telling there. Next one is after this, I want to give some names to this compilation or try to understand it clearly. The time when we perform compilation, that is called as compilation time. The time when we perform compilation over the code, the time is also be called as static time. Compilation time and other meaning is what there? Static time. The time when we execute our program, that is what there? Runtime. In other words, execution time. Next one is like what there? Runtime. The time, sorry, runtime is already provided here. The time when we execute our program, dynamic time, runtime, and finally execution time. I used to say runtime and execution time. I never say like what the dynamic time, but the point is same. Okay. Now tell me, what is compilation time? What is runtime? If you observe this, compilation in the sense static time, and execution time or runtime in the sense like what their dynamic time. No. Okay, fine. One more point. Try to understand it clearly. Int a is equal to 10 semicolon. What will happen internally? A variable is available. For this A variable, 2 bytes of memory in the case of C programming language will be assigned. How many bytes of memory you know? 2 bytes of memory will be allocated. In the 2 bytes of memory, what is the value for A variable? 10 is the value for what there? A variable. 10 is the value for what there? A variable. So here, now understand it clearly. Here 2 bytes of memory we allocated. On the basis of what we decided 2 bytes of memory? Come on. Here we said there for A variable 2 bytes of memory, you said to me. On the basis of what you said to me 2 bytes of memory? On the basis of int or not? On the basis of integer 2 bytes of memory, we confirmed or not? So it means that for the primitive data types, byte, short, int, long, float, double, boolean character, all these are what their primitive data types. For the primitive data types, memory will be allocated or not? For the primitive data types, memory will be allocated or not? Yes, sir, got my point or not? Now here I'm giving conclusion. Try to understand it clearly. If any programming language allows memory allocation at a compilation time, if any programming language allows memory allocation for the primitive data at a compilation time, then that programming language is called as a static programming language. If any programming language is providing memory allocation at a compilation time for the data, then that programming language is called as what there? Static programming language. But what is dynamic programming language? No. If any programming language allows memory allocation at a runtime, at a dynamic time, if any programming language provides memory allocation at a runtime for the data, at a dynamic time for the data, then that programming language is called as what there? Dynamic programming language. Tell me, sir, what exactly the definitions I have given there? Now tell me, if any programming language allows memory allocation for the data at what time? Compilation time. Then that programming language is what? Static programming language. If any programming language allows memory allocation for the data at runtime, then that programming language is what there? Dynamic programming language. Just I'm preparing this diagram, I'm giving the diagram there, but data is not provided. That I will make that pending data there, that I'm going to prepare the notes in the next class now. In the next class I'll prepare the notes, but if I required information I explained there, but once again I will explain the content, but I want to give clarity there in the next class. Okay, right, sir. Just understand this one point I'm telling there. Tomorrow, actually when I start this batch now, first weekend is a gap, first Saturday and Sunday is a gap. Actually is a convention, we are following that. I think for you Monday I started there. Monday started in the sense introduction class one I'm taking there. Officially today only we started, that means Java history and all the content. Before that I'm trying to explain that full stack Java, all the concepts correct. So okay, officially our topics are started, but today is a gap, today and tomorrow is a gap. Today moreover is a festival there again. It's not the meaning of it. My meaning is what the first weekend is off in general if I start on any particular day. So now tomorrow and day after tomorrow no need to come for the classes. Directly next class will be on what there? Monday. Monday I will continue the same content. 2 minutes after I will give review of this total content, and continuously I'm going to discuss about our content. Understand it clearly. Monday onwards, the topics are very, very important. Every class is a linked class. Our regularity and our daily attention is very, very important. Without failure, you should not, might be without failure, don't miss the classes there Monday onwards. Monday onwards, I'm going to start our content clearly. So tomorrow and day after tomorrow is a gap. Got it now, right? Right, sir. Thank you. We'll meet on Monday again. Thanks. Thanks a lot. Guys, Max on Monday. This link is going to be changed there. Please try to register for the course. If you are not yet registered for the courses there, maybe Monday onward the links are going to be changed. Private links will come there. Try to check for it. Okay. Thank you. Thanks a lot.